Everything went wrong in 92. So basically, it's like 1989, top. 1990 at the top, 1991 at the top, 92 nowhere, almost. It was quite a shock, and because I hadn't looked after the business side of things. This thing, I'd made a monster, and the monster went completely out of control, out of my control. It's like Game of Thrones and Daenerys with her dragon. You know, it's like at a certain point the dragon grows up and then you can't control the dragon anymore. And so you're going to have to figure out how to come to some kind of relationship with this thing that is now bigger than you. So I said, never mind, you just do what you do. You know, it's quite clear that you found your passion, the thing that you were here to do. You're here to make games. Just make the games. Don't worry about it. Yes, that's the right thing to do. If that monster is going to go out there causing mayhem, let it. I just work on the next monster. You know, so, and that was my philosophy. And I held it together in that way, fine, until one day, because you see, you can't avoid it. This was one of my big mistakes, was to just not even look at what the monster was doing, not even talking to it, not dealing with it. In the end, it will get you anyway. And I remember I'm sitting there working on Kickoff 3, and I'm looking at the magazines, because there was no internet, so that was how the communication of things were. And in Amiga Power, there was letters, and I saw a letter that was supposed to be from me. I hadn't given any interviews. I hadn't interacted with my fans even. I kept my head down. And now there was a letter supposedly from me, and my heart sank, because it's like, look, I've made this arrangement in my mind. I'm not going to engage in it. I'm not going to engage in it because I know where it leads. Somehow I knew it would lead to a dark place. Somehow I knew it was important for me to just be strong and be me. And there was a letter in Amiga Power that was supposed to be from me. They didn't check. Nobody knew who Dino Dini was. Some people thought he didn't exist. Some people thought he was an Italian footballer. I'm in my early 20s. There's a publisher, there's me, there's this game. Copyright of the game belongs to the publisher, you know, because that's what it says on the box. What can I do? Who do I go to? The industry is very young. Where are the experts on this thing? Where's the IP lawyers? And the problem was, it happened so fast, and with me in a vulnerable position, I was not without the experience. And of course, this phenomenon that occurs, success brings jealousy. And the jealousy comes from all different places. Even the person who needs to be thankful, Anil Gupta, right? He passed away like 15 years ago. May he rest in peace. But, you know, it should have been between me and the publisher, it should have been a mutually beneficial business relationship. The creative talent became, on the one hand, what originally brought, you know, made the industry what it was, but then the companies wanted to hide it. They wanted to hide the talent. They wanted to be in control. And so the industry moved in this direction where it was the managers and the owners of companies and so on that dictated, in the end, the creative flow of everything, and with their rationalizations and so on. And the creative talent got pushed down and down and down. And this has gone on for 20 years with many reasons. It's a very complicated thing. It's not simple at all, but that's what's happened. And and nobody knew. So this is where my problem started. I was very private. and Anko like to keep it that way. And so we're going in an area where I talk about things that I find very difficult. But I will just give you an example, right? When Kickoff won the Industry Dinner Award of 1989 for, I think, Best Arcade Game, it was a big deal. I was nominated for Best Programmer as well, but Bullfrog beat me to it. They actually won in 1989 that for Populous. And Anil Gupta told me, but I wasn't there. So I didn't pick up the award. I was just told. I did pick up the Golden Joystick Award for Kickoff 2 in 1989. And it was Jonathan Ross, TV personality Jonathan Ross. He was the guy who was presenting, you know. So I can remember picking this up. I was included for that one. I won a second Golden Joystick Award in 1991 for Kickoff 2. So 2 years in a row, Game of the Year. I found out that I'd won that second one when I read it in a magazine. And Anko hadn't even told me. And so working on Kickoff 3, and he said that to me, I had to make a decision. It's like there are limits with me, and he crossed the line with me. There was no going back. I had to leave Anko. I had to. I took everything with me because one thing was that until the game was released, I didn't give anybody anything. And I'd learnt that anyway with Anil, because you had no idea where it was going to go. So, you know what? I found myself another publisher. I got an agent who helped me, and we found another publisher, and that publisher was Virgin. Okay, so we got as far as like the Kickoff 3. I did a conversion to the Mega Drive, so that was released, but that was released on the same day as FIFA. The FIFA in '94, and obviously that was not good for me. I was trying to continue telling my story as a game designer, but the whole of the new industry with the PlayStation came along, and that was another kind of monster. If you wanted to make a game for PlayStation 20 years ago, you needed to spend $20,000 of money of 20 years ago for a development kit, and there was no guarantee they would let you actually publish the game. So from a business point of view, it was crazy. It was only big businesses and big publishers that could take the gamble, and anyone like me couldn't do it. And this is a problem that affected everybody, all of the indie game developers, and I think it's well understood now. So this was a real problem, because what could I do? I did try. I went to PC. It's the only place I could go. This is all part of the story. It's like, I can look at this now and think I'm okay with it. I can look at the box of the original Kickoff 2 and I'm okay with it now. I went to the Dublin Kickoff 2 World Championships last November. It's the 25th anniversary championships of the game, right? And I could play my game. It's the first time I could do it, and it didn't cause me pain. It's the first time that I could do that. I can look at my game, and it's like staring into the eyes of the monster and not be afraid. So after 20 years, I'm back.